see your social post on the screens. Use hashtag MU2021grad on Instagram or Twitter. Welcome to Marian University. Before the commencement ceremony begins, we would like to remind you of certain procedures to follow in order to ensure the safety and uninterrupted enjoyment of today's ceremony. We are working to mitigate the spread of coronavirus. Please wear your mask over your nose and mouth at all times and maintain proper social distancing. Please check to make sure all cell phones, beepers, watch alarms, and other audible devices are turned to the off or silent position. For the comfort of everyone, we remind you that Marian University is a smoke-free campus. Please take a moment to locate the exits. Some exits may be behind your seat location. In case of an emergency, please walk calmly to an exit and listen for further instructions. Ushers in bright emergency vests will be stationed to assist you to a safe place in an emergency. We ask guests to remain seated throughout the entire ceremony and until the platform party and faculty have recessed. We thank you for your cooperation, and congratulations to the students and their families. Please take your seats. The program is about to begin. Please remain in your seats until the procession is complete.
Mr. President, all is in readiness for the 2021 Marian University Commencement Program to begin.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us today, and I extend a special congratulations to each of the members of the class of 2021. You've reached an important milestone in your lives. Please join the graduates and the platform party and remain standing for the prayer. Allow me to introduce Father Barry Fisher to lead us in prayer.
Good afternoon. O gracious and loving God, we thank you for the completion of this important chapter in the life of these graduates and for giving us the opportunity to play a part in their lives. We thank you for their parents and family, for their support and encouragement during these years. And on this Mother's Day, we express our gratitude to our mothers, grandmothers, and mother figures who show us your presence through their love and sacrifice in our lives. Please bless and guide our graduates as they complete this stage of their life and as they start new beginnings. May what they have learned here allow them to truly be women and men for others. Help them to use wisely their talents and all that they have learned in the service of others, and to make the world a better place, always seeking the common and greater good. And finally, loving God, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to build our community with these young men and women while they were here. And though they are leaving our campus, we know that they will always be knights and with us as part of the Marian family. May they find comfort from our communities, continued embrace and support as they journey through life. We ask that the bonds that have been created here remain strong despite any distance. Bless their lives with goodness and success as they walk into the future with faith, hope, and with great love. We ask all this in the holy names of God. Amen.
Please remain standing. Thank you, Father Barry, for the prayer, and please remain standing for our national anthem. You may be seated. Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and all the friends of Marian University, I welcome you here today to our 84th commencement ceremony. And I want to take a moment to make a special note of who we're conferring degrees to today. Marian University now has had 3 graduation ceremonies in the last 24 hours. We would have only had 2, but the inclement weather, we thought we needed to break it up. And if you'll promise me not to tell the other graduates what I'm about to say, I'm going to say something very complimentary towards you. Is that a deal? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation in keeping a secret. But the other commencements we had for our medical school and the doctors of anesthesiology and engineering and accountancy and the bachelor's degrees in education and all the nursing graduates and go on, they're not here but for great educators, okay? So thank you very much. Those good folks go through your leadership, and I'm not ignoring my counseling candidates that have masters in counseling. You're critical too, right? Because we know people need a little assistance along the way to see the light. I just want to point out to you, as a fellow teacher, former principal, superintendent, et cetera, you're the deal. I love all our graduates. I just love you a little more. I just want to establish that right away. Thank you for being here. That's worth another hand. Hey, this is one of the proudest days on campus. Nobody's here but for a mother or a mother figure, someone to help you. So let's give it up for the mothers that are in here and in this audience. You've achieved a lot. Now you have advanced degrees. Many of you are going to take advanced roles in your schools as teacher leaders, certainly in the counseling realm, principals. I'm looking at future superintendents, other dynamic leaders in the field of education before me. And I know these are the roles that form society. And I know you're only here because a lot of people have supported you along the way. So in addition to your mothers, let's give it up for spouses and dads and aunts and uncles and others that have made this possible. Are there any veterans in the group? Any present people serving in the military, ROTC? Okay, because I always like to recognize veterans that go into teaching. So we don't have any here? Well, then they're probably out on patrol, and we'll leave them be there. They're guarding our country. I do want to introduce some board members. The Board of Trustees of Marian University are critical to our success here. Sister Jean Marie Cleveland, Denise Fieser, our chair, who spoke at the beginning, Sister Krista Franzer, who's a congregational minister, the Sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg, Sister Annette Grizzly, and Alan Layton was going to be here, but I don't think he was feeling up to it. So that's our Board of Trustees. Thank you very much. We have wonderful faculty emeriti. Dr. Karen Harden, she was here earlier at the med school. She's not here. Is Dr. Susie Beasley here? She was here at the baccalaureate mass. I wanted to make sure that they were here, that I introduced them. I'm now, at this point in time, we have a wonderful keynote speaker. As we were thinking about a keynote speaker for this particular group, we wanted to select someone that was not only accomplished professionally, academically, and had a big leadership role in our community and state. We wanted to pick someone who personifies our values and how he takes special care in his work to hold up the dignity of each person and to fulfill a mission with zeal in the light of faith and the commitment to take care of every person in their care. And I'm very pleased. You'll hear more about Dr. Putnam as we go through the ceremony, but Dr. Putnam is the administrator of Margaret Mary Hospital in Batesville, Indiana. He has a long record of leadership accomplishments and professional accomplishments in the state of Indiana. And in those, he's distinguished himself. He serves on various national and local leadership roles. So it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tim Putnam as our commencement speaker. Dr. Putnam.
Thank you very much. Thank you, President Elsner. It's certainly an honor to be here today, and it's especially an honor for me to be here and be part of Marian University. I'm a hobby cyclist, and Marian University's prowess in cycling is known throughout the country, especially the guys that I ride with. It gives me a great amount of pleasure to be able to say I'm affiliated with this school, but I'm really not here to talk about the greatest cycling program in the free world. We're here on a very special occasion, and that, of course, is Mother's Day. Are there any moms out there in the audience that are proud of their graduates today? Are there any graduates that are proud their moms are out there? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of presents that mothers are receiving across the nation. There's museum-quality refrigerator art. There are macaroni necklaces that just can't be believed. But whether your mother is here in person or in spirit, I think the best Mother's Day present they can receive is to see you cross this stage and receive recognition for the hard work and dedication for years. There's only a couple of things I want to talk to you about. That's how did we get here, and what do we do now? I don't want to dwell on the pandemic, but the last 15 months have been different. They've been unique for all of us. There's an ancient saying that says, "May you live in interesting times," and we certainly have. 30 or 40 years from now, your grandchildren will come up to you after reading about this pandemic in the pages of a history book and ask you what it was like. I ask you to have a story for them. What does it feel like? What was the isolation like? What was the loss like? What was the anger? What was the fear? Be able to craft something to let them know these were more than just days that are recorded in a history book. These are days that affected people on a very personal level. You want to make sure that they know that and you are able to tell that story. We're here today because of the dreams of a gracious group of people, the Sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg. Their vision, their dreams, their hard work, their prayers have made it possible for us to be here today. And like any great vision, they've brought so many others along to this place. To be able to bring them here together and join to create this great university. My hospital has the honor of serving many of the Sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg, and I can tell you from our team's perspective, being able to care for them in their time of need is an honor. It's rare that our team does not come out from taking care of them without being blessed to being able to serve people who honestly have been serving their entire lives. Today, you stand on their shoulders, on a university built on their dreams. And today, I know their prayers are that your dreams and accomplishments far exceed their own. The university motto, Sede Sapientia. When I first saw that, I thought, am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay. Give it my best shot. But the seat of wisdom. It's not about intellect or knowledge or education, but wisdom. It's quite humbling. Your education will take you places to be allowed to make your wisdom make a difference for so many people. I'm reminded of this. I was in the hospital years ago, and I came into the emergency department, and one of our trauma rooms, the lights were down, and a young lady was rocking a baby. And I'm thinking, we use those trauma rooms for the most critical patients that we have. We have to have those ready for whatever comes in the door. And I went to one of the nurses, and I said, hey, what's going on in Trauma Bay 2? And she said, it's a really sad situation. It's a new mom that had left their baby in the hands of a caregiver. And the caregiver had shaken that child. By the time they got here, there was really nothing we could do, and the mom arrived. We just thought she'd want a few moments alone with her baby girl. And I knew that mom's world was going to come crashing down. The hole in her heart could never be filled. Police were going to come in and ask questions. Her family was going to come in and console her and be in a very difficult situation. And all the skill, the education, the knowledge, the technology, the teamwork we had could not make a difference for that baby and for that mom. But somebody on our team had the wisdom to be able to go down the hallway up to another floor to the obstetrics unit and get a rocking chair so that that mom could spend some precious time with her child alone, the last she would have. Our education can take us only so far, but it's our wisdom, our heart, our empathy for others that can truly make a difference. I'm lucky enough to work on the COVID-19 Health Equity Task Force for the nation. And the philosophy that we've been working under is the pandemic has laid bare the inequity of our healthcare system. African Americans are over 3 times more likely to need a hospital when infected with COVID, and Hispanics die at twice the rate of the people the same age who are white. There's inequity and injustice in our healthcare system and the world. Martin Luther King said, of all forms of inequity, the injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhuman. There are problems in this world. But you are in a position now, you are educated to the point to be in leadership, in the classroom, to be able to make a difference, to lead others to a better world. And it doesn't matter whether it's your first day on a new job or you've got years of experience, to the people you're talking to, the children you're leading, the people you're interacting with, you are the one that can make that difference. And don't expect an undefeated season. People will tell you that you're too young, you're too experienced, you're a new grad. That can't make a difference. There's an old Western saying, there ain't a horse that can't be rode and there ain't a rider that can't be throwed. You won't have an undefeated season. Many industries eat their young. But you have to stand up, you have to persevere, and you have to move on. One of the best quotes from this came from the famous Italian-American philosopher, Rocky Balboa. The Italian stallion left us with many words of wisdom. Actually, he's still alive, but had many words of wisdom. But one that sticks with me is it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit, get up, and keep moving forward. It's about taking everything life has that they throw at you and standing there and speaking up for those that need it. Don't let people push you aside. Whether it's for that young mom, that child in need, for your state or for your nation, your voice can make a difference. Your education has brought you to the point that the seat of wisdom will allow you to make that difference. So in closing, I ask that you build on the dreams of the people that allowed you to be here today. You raise your voice for those who are left behind, and when you can't do anything else, you go get that rocking chair for someone who really needs it. Congratulations to all the graduates, and thank you so much.
Dr. Tim. Graduates and friends, when I visited Dr. Putnam about addressing you, he's a cyclist. He loves to cycle, and many of you know with the velodrome across the street, we have people come from all over the world to get their degree here and be a cyclist. He said, well, really, I'd like a Marian cycling jersey. And so I had this cycling jersey, and I thought I'd see how his speech was before I gave it away. They're pretty expensive, but you give kids grades all the time. What do you say? Give him some marks, yeah? Okay. Looks to me like It looks like you've earned your jersey.
Oh, thank you.
That'll wear well on you, Dr.
that
Putnam.
is great.
All across Batesville and the highway.
Thank you. Wear it with pride.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, not a lot of fanfare. We're going to issue some diplomas. How's that? Because you, yeah. And it's a glorious time in the ceremony, and this is a great joy every year to do this, especially knowing all the good you have done and will do. The graduates coming across this stage, I don't need to tell you, but it's a very interesting collection of individuals. Come from different baccalaureate backgrounds. Some of you were lucky enough to get your second degree from Marian. If they look particularly bright, that's why you'll know why. But a lot of you come from different undergraduate institutions. The thing that's impressive is so many of you taught all day long, all week, and then at night you studied and worked in the weekends, you did some more, you did some research, you wrote some papers. Hats off to you. Many of you have families and spouses that wanted your time and attention, and once you took care of all that, you stayed up till 1 or 2 in the morning and got everything else done. We recognize that and honor it. There's even a fellow here that I have great empathy for. My wife and I have 9 children. Now they're grown, thanks be to God, and I'm still alive. But there's a fellow here on the top of his hat, it says the bunch. Well, the reason is he has 8 children and he's getting his master's degree. What do you think of that guy? Stand up. Where are you, bunch? Look at him. Woo! I suppose that group up there holding the wall up is the bunch. Well, that's a fine bunch right there. Congratulations. In addition to the parents and friends we recognize and all that you've done, we'd be mistaken if we didn't give a special honor in this afternoon's ceremony and celebrate the great work, the dedication, the love, the knowledge, the skill, the determination of our faculty. And I would ask our faculty if they'd be so kind, and Dr. Turner, our dean, to please stand, and Dr. Britt, you've had a role. Please stand so this gathering can clap and cheer and celebrate your excellence. Faculty, please. Thank you. Thank you. So, we're going to award the diplomas, and Dr. Silva, with the deans of the colleges and schools, will now present the class of 2021. They'll be assisted by Jennifer Schwartz, our registrar. Graduates will be introduced by Dr. Kyle Kellum, assistant professor of communications. Okay, we had 2 of them earlier. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss Dr. Zimmerman. So, Dr. Silva.
Will the candidates for all degrees stand? President Elsner,
Yes, sir.
the candidates standing before you and whose names appear on the printed program are eligible to receive the Marian University master's degrees based on certification of the registrar that all degree requirements have been met. The diploma reads as follows: Be it known to all to whom these presents shall come that the Board of Trustees of Marian University, on the recommendation of the faculty, has conferred upon the candidate the earned degree with all rights, privileges, and honors everywhere pertaining to that degree, given at Indianapolis, Indiana, this 9th day of May, 2021, and signed by Denise Fieser, Chairperson of the Board of Trustees, by Daniel J. Elsner, President, and by Dr. Alan J. Silva, Executive Vice President and Provost. President Elsner, I am pleased to now present the candidates so that you may confer upon them their degrees.
So then, upon the recommendation of our faculty and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, Marian University will now confer upon each of these members of the class of 2021 the degrees as specified. Candidates, please be seated.
College of Arts and Sciences, Master of Science, Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Kathleen A. Hanna, Jamaica Nicole Hayden, Rachel Potenza, Samantha Vargas, Klipsch Educators College, Master of Arts, Educational Leadership, Megan Honert, Brooke Arnett Holman, Latoya Renee Black, Andrew R. Gauntz, Andrea Harris, Antoinette M. Holmes, Allison Page New, Lene A. Munley, Master of Arts in Education, Special Education, Monesi Aria, Rodney D. Bonds, Mackenzie A. Carrender, Autumn Lee Davis, Jordan E. Devine, Amber N. Green, Lakesha Green, Shelton R. Hawkins II, Lindy Irene Jones, Tiffany Antoinette Johnson, Won Ho Kim, Kaylee Marie Maddox, Alexander C. McAllister, Georginia McGowan, Bradley Denton Reese, Jocelyn Lupita Resendez, Uzma Rizwan, William S. Russell, Jill Ann Schraring, Masiga Sek, Christopher Andrew Skaggs, Chelsea Smith, Charles Walker, Anthony R. Wallace Jr., Master of Arts in Teaching, Teacher Education, Hanan M. Abdamasa, Ana Luisa Acosta, Alicia R. Ashkevrin, Deja N. Barnes, Jeremy Benjamin, Brianna Blackman, Alyssa Breelage, Alexander Breitenbach, Jasmine K. Brown, Reagan C. Butler, Maria Y. Sarasoli. Jessica Love Foxworthy Collins. Sabrina Dirk. Scott Thomas Eddy. Emily Emrick. Gabriela Escoto. Marina J. Fernandez. Jeremy Matthew Fuel. Amanda A. Finnan. Ryan Michael Fisher. Med Fofana. Mila J. Franklin. Taylor N. Garrett. Lydia Ruth Glover. Callie Gordon. Caitlin R. Haslam. Vivian Ashley Hirines. Lindley M. Hipsher. Joseph R. House. Kaylee Hutchinson. Joanna L. Ireland. Casey D. Jellison. Kayla Johnson. Tobias M. Kemp. Kristen L. Keogh. Janelle C. Kincaid. Caitlin E. Klein. Desiree Janine Kolb. Jennifer Tracy Lanklos. Marcella La Rosa Wilson. Kendall R. Losey. Renee Logan. Rakia Lord. Josephine Mans. Evan J. Martin. Madeline B. Mays. Isaac Mabope. Julia Marie McMillan. Tylee Mendoza Robertson. David Marin. Benjamin Lane Messner. Parker Michael. Andrew K. Olson Jr. Esther Christina Pazzarelli. Anna Danielle Payne. Angel Ariel Levon Perry. Alyssa Phillips. Ben Purcell. Jobeth A. Ryder. Jamie C. Robbins. Anna Julian Ramel. Allison Joy Rumble. Jasmine Sanders. Kalia M. Scott. Karen L. Seawood. Hunter D. Sessman. Syra M. Sharif. Lauren Shipley. Marcus Simmons. Courtney Simons. Derek S. Slack. Rodney A. Smith. Margaret Springman. Brittany Iva Springston. Madeline B. Stern. Scarlett Stevens. Aaron P. Teeter. Tavara A. Tucker. Alexis Uribe. Somasundran Valayatham Jr. Esther Verdu. Kelly Nicole Wallace. Erin Elizabeth Webb. Tina Weigel. Lena A. Wilson. Elise Genevieve Woods. Lillian A. Wright.
Let's give a round of applause for all these wonderful graduates. I now ask all the Marian University graduates of 2021 to please stand. Graduates, you have been invested in the regalia and hood which signify your degree, and you have received that degree in ceremony today. You may now move your tassel to the left front of your cap. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the master's graduates of the class of 2021. President Elsner, the conferring of degrees has been completed. Graduates, you may be seated.
So, I get to give the closing remarks before our final prayer. And it's about gratitude. And at the top of the list, you're going to be grateful because my remarks are short. Okay? I'm going to see you throughout the years, I hope. Stay engaged with Marian. We want your students, the bright ones, you know, etc. Send them to us. We love all students. If they want to major in education, we particularly love them. I established that in the beginning. So I'm kind of dependent on you for the pipeline. So I'm grateful for you in advance. You know, I had an interesting experience. I don't know does anybody here teach art? Oh, good. You'll understand this assignment, I suspect. We have art professors here, and their senior project, they tell them to pick a subject, a thought, and to research it thoroughly, and then begin on canvas or sculpting or whatever. Good teaching technique, right? Don't just dive into it, do some planning. You all understand this because you've done lesson planning, et cetera, with our great professors. And the subject that Emma Cassani, she was 3 years ago, a 22-year-old young lady. Her subject was gratitude. I wouldn't know how to begin to draw such a thing about gratitude. But I did ask her, I said, Emma, is there something significant about gratitude that you've learned? Or is there some way that'll affect your life and change it, or would affect my life? What did you learn in your research? This is a young lady, not very big, and she looks at me gently but firmly. She says, President Elsner, if you work hard at being grateful, you'll always be happy. Always be happy. She said, conversely, people who work hard at becoming happy by acquiring things and experiences and certain friends and stuff have a hard time finding grateful. That's out of a 22-year-old mind. That isn't a lot of experience. I've never forgot it. And today, when I look at educators, this many educators, and I multiply out all the students that you'll touch and the families you'll help, think of the multiples. And I find myself looking at you being very, very, very grateful. You mold a person's life. You supply the future professions. You advance the common good. You build a nation. I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for a university that at the center of a mission like we have at Marian University, teaching and learning excellence is the heart of our entire mission. Teaching is not a commodity, and guess what? Not everybody can do it. Got it? What you do is special. It's a gift from God. It's precious. And I'm glad to be at a university that understands, as a faith-based Catholic university, God illumines our teaching, helps us find our talents. We grab those talents. We share them. We take care of them. We return them with increase. That's what we do, us educators. I'm very grateful to be at a university that understands the value of the liberal arts. Your students are not just taught and developed to make a buck. They want to make a life. What's true, what's beautiful, what's good. We value theology, philosophy, history, political science, the artist, because it makes a whole person. We value our Franciscan values that the Sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg gave us. The dignity of each human being. Did you ever see a student come in your room that has more value or less in the eyes of God? They're all precious. Every human being has dignity, and nobody holds that up like a teacher. You can build it up and you can smash it. And because you're human, it won't always be perfect. And that's why we have a value called reconciliation. We can tell a student, I was a little hard on you today. Please forgive me. We're going to try better tomorrow. And you know, that little student will look at you and say, I think she loves me. Right? You're the purveyors of peace and justice in the world. And as I mentioned, responsible stewardship. I am grateful that I'm at a university that promotes that and inculcates it in every educator, regardless of the profession. But we're talking to educators today primarily. I'm grateful to be at a university that is committed to educating leaders, transformational leaders. And some of you are going to become principals and superintendents. And I'm very grateful to be at a university that emphasizes the first and biggest responsibility you have as a teacher or a principal is to be trustworthy, be healthy, be balanced, mind, body, spirit, be inquisitive. How do we do it better, huh? Isn't that what we educators do every day? I taught math today, it was pretty good, but we're going to do it better next year or tomorrow, right? We're going to keep after it. We're intelligent. We keep searching. We never give up. We're leaders that are trustworthy, healthy, inquisitive, and skilled. Is there anything more beautiful than watching a master teacher take a group of little lovelies, so to speak? I was across the stage, I couldn't help people ask, what grade do you teach, And I think the middle school teachers have a special place in heaven, I've often referred to middle schools as hormone jungles, everything's going crazy. But there you go. You get up every morning, you go back. You have a plan, don't you? I'm very, very thankful. I would close with this. I'm thankful and I have gratitude for you, the people around you support you, the people who have committed heavily to the Clips Educators College, donations and support. I'm very, very grateful that they understand we need that kind of support. We need your talent to keep the university's promise of academic excellence, but never leave a student alone. We keep our promise to be active learners, active in the community, never leave it well enough alone. I'm grateful to be at a university that helps us explore our faith and values and larger purpose. You don't just teach a lesson, you're teaching young people. Cathedrals, masterpieces of culture. I'm thankful and grateful to be at a university that emphasizes that. I'm grateful at a university that teaches leadership. I'm grateful to be at a university that ensures you're professionally ready, because my children and now my grandchildren and the kids I know in my community and my parish, they need your very best. And I know you're prepared to do it. Stay engaged with this university, the Clips Educators College. We're nationally recognized and we're not going to quit. We're going to be the best educators college in the United States of America. And with you doing your handiwork and mission-driven work every day, we will get there. Got it. You can book it, right? Thank you very much. We're going to close with a prayer from the Sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg, and it's a prayer of gratitude. Thank you, God bless you, and go Knights.
And so before we close this ceremony, I ask you to join me in prayer. God of endings and of new beginnings, we come to celebrate so many things this day. We pray in thanksgiving for all that these graduates have accomplished in advanced learning over the past years, and for the ways that they have continued to grow as persons. We honor with gratitude those who have supported them along the way, faculty and staff, parents and family, benefactors, classmates, and friends, all who have made this education possible. We celebrate with anticipation the future that lies before them in counseling or in education. They bring much with which to enrich our world. May they be blessings and bring blessings to all whose paths they cross. Amen. The Sisters of St. Francis have been proud to sponsor Marian University throughout these many years. Those who are here serving on our board, the staff, and associates all represent our entire community. And they join me now in sharing with you as you go forth our special blessing of St. Clair.